Hi, it's Brandy Dusky again, and this is EDL 852's case study, Who Should Create the School's Vision? Let's get started. Looking into reporting and synthesizing the facts is multifaceted. Let's start with who's involved. First, there's me, Susan Potter, the new middle school principal, and an advisory committee that the superintendent helped me collaborate on. That includes 4 teachers of differing disciplines. 2 of them I know, Helen Burke, she also is the sister to a school board member, and Dan Kelby, that's English and PE respectively. There are 2 other teachers, but they were unidentified in the case study. And then 4 parents that the superintendent helped me select, also unidentified. When and where did this happen? It is happening in preparation of the new middle school for Lightville Community School District. We get a whole year before the school is open and operable to go through all of the planning stages, including this advisory committee who is tasked with developing the philosophy, vision, and mission initially and may have other tasks later. And this is our first weekly advisory meeting. So what is happening? Well, initially the committee disagreed with me regarding chairing of the meetings. I requested that I just be a committee member and not the chair of the committee because I wanted it to be a group collaborative effort. But they were willing to honor my request when Helen indicated that she would chair the meetings if I agreed to help. Helen had also previously indicated that her brother, the board member, sees me as a visionary leader. And so because of that, he thinks that I should design the philosophy and draft a vision and mission statements alone. Our group, this advisory committee, was tasked with constructing a vision statement, and the committee disagrees with my approach that this should be a whole group approach, and they prefer that I draft the philosophy statement for committee approval and then come back and do the same for the vision and potentially the mission after that. I tried my best to talk them through the process and help them see the need for a committee approach, but was ultimately voted down 7 in favor, 1 abstaining, and me against the motion. So I was tasked with drafting the documents on my own. I do want to address some comments that Helen made. The first was that our community expects you to lead, and that was followed up by this community respects administrators and relies on them to make important decisions. So if we jump to question 6 that was highlighted in the assignment, are these expectations typical of those found in most school systems? I'm not sure I could say most, but I will say many rural school districts feel this way. They look at the school district as an expert in what is needed in schools, and so often they defer to administrators for how to proceed in those situations. This isn't the rule, of course. There are exceptions. Some small communities are very opinionated in what happens in their school and want to be part of these committees and make the decisions and don't rely on the administrator. But I will say in many of the rural districts that I've served, I have seen this kind of behavior. Looking at legal and ethical issues, there were no legal issues, no laws or regulations were broken, but there are some ethical implications. The philosophy, vision, and mission are supposed to be developed by a group of stakeholders. And the group was developed for that purpose, and they voted for me to do it alone. That seems a little at odds with the purpose of the advisory committee. So there's potential harm to our administrative and committee relationship that is a result by essentially being forced to take on the whole committee's responsibility alone. Looking into some other facts and maybe some unknown quantities, the people impacted by the situation would be students, the community at large, and then the racial diversity of the area as well as customs aren't known. The place that we're looking at is the brand new middle school. It's in a rural area with more than 60% farm-related activities. The district is growing. Current enrollment is at 1,200 and it grows roughly 2% annually. But other demographics of the area aren't readily known, though most rural areas, at least in our part of the world, can be pretty similar. The program is specifically looking at a public school, middle school, and the curriculum would be for grades 6 through 8, again, that middle school population. Synthesizing the facts into one clear statement would be that against administrative guidance and discussion regarding appropriate philosophy, vision, and mission statement development, the committee voted to have the administrator draft documents alone and bring back to the committee for approval. Let's review and prioritize. So, looking into the questions, question 1 is, why is it important to develop and implement a vision? Sometimes people think that defining a school's mission and vision isn't important and can and should be done quickly. That couldn't be further from the truth. Developing a vision statement is one of the most important steps to creating a successful program. It forms the foundation for growth, and if done well, it gives clarity and direction. If not, the school can have difficulty identifying their priorities. It's more than just a broad or flowery statement. It helps others to understand how you hope to be viewed and describe some of the highest priorities looking now into the future. A well-drafted vision statement offers a shared vision for learning across the district while identifying priorities for each individual school. So it would help us fit into the elementary and high school atmosphere. It provides a common goal for all staff, from support staff to administration, and school vision statements provide parents in the community with a clear character of their school. Question 2, what is your definition of a visionary leader? Again, Helen's brother on the school board indicates that I am a visionary leader. So what does that mean exactly? Well, Lucas, in her blog post, indicates that a visionary leader is an individual who sees potential for how the world should exist and then takes steps to get there. Visionary leaders are often risk takers, but they're good listeners and they're willing to take responsibility. Question 3 indicates what should be the relationship between a mission statement and a vision statement. Well, this can get pretty deep. While a vision statement should help others form an understanding and a view of the school, a mission is how you, the school family, describe yourself to others. A vision is future-focused, where we're going, and a mission tells how we're going to get there. Question 4, is too much emphasis being placed on the development of a vision statement prior to the school opening? Why or why not? No, I don't think enough emphasis is being placed on the development of a mission statement. A vision statement. The vision statement is based on a collective school philosophy, is one of the most important steps in creating a successful school. A vision should be a collaborative approach involving all stakeholders, not just a flowery statement created by the administration. Could the conflict described be damaging to any stakeholders? Yes, I think it could be. Collaborative relationships are essential for success, if committee members aren't able to recognize that the magic happens in the process, then collaboration can't take place. What individuals or groups have an important stake in the outcome? There are multiple individuals and groups. Teachers, administration, students, parents, and the community at large all have an important stake in how this turns out. Have all of the relevant stakeholders been consulted? I don't think so. I haven't heard any input from students at all, and they're definitely going to be impacted by the mission, vision, and philosophy of their school. Can I learn more? Of course I can. But as we've learned through the case study, time is limited. We have a year to get things up and rolling, and we're already hitting potholes. So I need to make action with what I have and take steps accordingly. Do I know enough? I think so. While having more information is always helpful, I think that the case study provided me with enough information that I could make a good decision. So let's identify some options. Question 8 indicates what types and sources of data can be used to determine or provide support for school vision and goals. So survey information is good data to have from stakeholder groups. Multiple stakeholder groups are valuable and their information is left out of this case study thus far. Looking at survey information from parents, teachers, students, community members, and other administrators is valuable. It gives data and input from all to support the creation of a vision statement. Question 9 is, why is it necessary to use that data when planning to implement a vision and goals? If we're not going to solicit input from all stakeholders to integrate into the process, the committee will miss the mark. Skipping this step is an egregious error. The committee is expecting to rubber stamp an administrator created vision. It's just not going to hit all of the needs of the community. Question 5 indicated that the committee considered 2 proposals, Helen's proposal and my proposal. Are there others? I think so. I have a few options that I'd like to discuss. Option 1 would be to take no action. I wouldn't draft a philosophy as proposed, and we would come to the next meeting empty-handed. Make no mistake, taking no action is taking an action. Option 2 would be to comply. I could comply with the action of the committee, go ahead and write the philosophy statement alone and bring it back to the committee for review and approval. Or I could seek additional data. So I would contact the chair of the committee, indicate that additional information is necessary to draft the philosophy, and get subsequent vision and mission input from those stakeholders. I would survey stakeholders, including parents, teachers, students, administrators, and community members. Looking at evaluating my options. So option 1 was do nothing. The pros of that would be that my personal ethics wouldn't be jeopardized, but the cons could be potentially damaging to those relationships. Failure to follow through with committee directive could set a dangerous precedent, and it would stall progress. Option 2 is really close to question 7, which is what are the advantages and disadvantages of following the committee's proposal. And the pros of that would be we would move forward in our progress towards philosophy, vision, and mission statements, and that follow through creates trust. The cons, however, would be it jeopardizes my personal ethics because I feel like drafting those documents should be a group effort, and it discounts significant stakeholder input from those other groups. Option 3, seeking additional input, the pros would be gathering information from multiple stakeholders and informing the process with that additional information, and it also minimizes that jeopardy to my personal ethics. The cons, maybe the committee is displeased with me and I may need to build back some trust. Let's evaluate the options a little further with these questions. Question 10 and 11 are similar to me, so why would it be valuable for a school leader to poll key stakeholders about the purpose of education when developing vision and goals, and why is it necessary to involve others in developing and implementing a vision and goals? So seeking that information from all key stakeholders is essential. The advisory committee was formed to represent stakeholders, but they can't possibly know all of the information that they are representing without seeking that input. The purpose of education is vital in developing a successful vision, and if we don't know how people feel on that topic, how are we going to answer that question? Question 12 would be, how can a school community members learn more about the importance of having a school vision and goals? And by involving the community members in the process, it will help them learn about the importance of a well-developed vision. If their experience has always been autocratic, they don't know what they don't know. And we all don't know what we don't know. And it's a lot.